Hey everyone, welcome back to PTCB Prep Guide, your go-to channel for mastering pharmacy topics the easy way. So today, we're going to break down heart and blood pressure medications into simple, easy-to-understand concepts. So grab your notes, and let's make heart medications super easy to remember. Are you feeling totally overwhelmed by all the lols, prils, and pines? Yeah, I totally get it. It's a lot to take in. But you know what? Stick with me, because by the end of this, you are going to have a super simple way to remember what each one does and the key things to look out for. No more guessing, I promise. So here's our game plan for today. We're going to kick things off with diuretics, then we'll dive right into beta blockers, ACEs, and ARBs, and of course, calcium channel blockers. Then, we'll wrap it all up with a look at those emergency vasodilators and a super handy cheat sheet to tie everything together. Ready? Let's do this. First up, we've got diuretics. Now, you've probably heard these called water pills, and honestly, that's the perfect nickname. They're often the very first line of defense against high blood pressure, and how they work is actually super straightforward. So, how do they work? Well, just imagine your blood vessels are like an overfilled water balloon. Diuretics basically tell your kidneys to flush out extra salt and water. It's like letting a little bit of water out of that balloon. With less fluid floating around, there's less pressure on your blood vessel walls, and boom, your blood pressure goes down. Simple as that. Okay, so the key thing to connect here is the action to the side effects. It just makes sense, right? If you're getting rid of a bunch of water and salt, you could end up dehydrated or with low mineral levels, especially potassium, and that can make a patient feel pretty weak or dizzy. Furosemide and HCTZ are two you will absolutely see on your exam. All right, next up, let's talk beta blockers. And right away, I've got a super easy way for you to remember them. Almost all of their generic names end in lol. This is your first big memory hook for the exam. So anytime you see a drug ending in lol, I want you to think low and slow. See? LOL. These drugs block certain signals to the heart, which makes it beat slower and with less force. This basically gives the heart a much-needed break and lowers blood pressure all over the body. And just look at this list. That lol rule is a total lifesaver, right? Metoprolol, atenolol, carvedilol, they all follow the pattern. Seriously, once you lock this in, you'll be able to spot a beta blocker from a mile away. It's one of the most reliable naming tricks in all of pharmacology. Now listen up, because this is absolutely critical for your exam and for real-world practice. If a patient just suddenly stops taking their beta blocker, their heart can rebound hard. This can lead to a really dangerous spike in their heart rate and blood pressure. So remember, you can't just quit these cold turkey. Okay, let's tackle two classes that are almost always discussed together. That's because they work on the same system, but, and this is a big but, there's one key difference. I'm talking about ACE inhibitors, the prils, and ARBs, the sartans. So, ACE inhibitors end in pril, like lisinopril. They work by relaxing the blood vessels, but their real claim to fame and a classic test question is this one very specific side effect, a persistent, dry, nagging cough. Here's a little memory trick for you. April can give you a cough in April. I know, it's a little cheesy, but trust me, it works. So, what do you do if your patient has that annoying cough from their ACE inhibitor drug? Well, that's when you switch them over to an ARB. These guys end in sartan, like losartan, and they get a very similar job done, relaxing blood vessels, but without causing that cough. This slide puts them head-to-head. You can see they both relax vessels, they both can raise potassium, and they're both a no-go during pregnancy. But what's the number one thing that sets them apart? The cough. The Ampril might give you a cough, the sartan is the substitute when that happens. That's the key takeaway. All right, moving on to calcium channel blockers. And for a lot of these, your memory hook is the ending pine, as in they help your blood vessels relax and feel so fine. See what I did there? So how do they pull this off? Well, it's all about calcium. They literally block calcium from getting into the muscle cells of your heart and arteries. When that calcium can't get in, the muscles can't squeeze as hard, so they relax. This widens the blood vessels and makes it way easier for blood to flow through. Okay, for your exam, there are two things you absolutely have to know about these. First, a really unique side effect is swollen ankles or feet. And second, and this is a big one, always remember the grapefruit interaction. Grapefruit juice can actually stop the body from breaking down these drugs, which can lead to dangerously high levels. And you'll see drugs like amlodipine and felodipine. Now for our last class. These are the heavy hitters used in emergencies, vasodilators. Your big clue here is usually the nitro prefix, like in nitroglycerin. I want you to think of these guys as the emergency responders of the medication world. Yeah, there's really no subtlety with these drugs. They work fast and they work powerfully. Their one and only job is to directly and rapidly open up or dilate the blood vessels. This is to bring down severely high blood pressure or to relieve chest pain in an emergency situation. And listen up, because this is probably the single most important warning you need to know for your entire exam. Both vasodilators and ED meds like Viagra open up blood vessels. If you take them together, you can cause a catastrophic, often fatal drop in blood pressure. This is a life or death interaction. You have to know it. And here it is, your ultimate cheat sheet. This slide really pulls everything together. You've got LOL for slowing the heart down low, pril for that pesky cough, sartan is your substitute, pine helps you feel fine, but watch those ankles, and nitro opens vessels now. Go ahead, take a screenshot of this, write it down. This is your key to getting these questions right. And that's a wrap on our guide to heart and blood pressure medications. Hey, if this explainer helped you understand things a little better, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to PTCB Prep Guide. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which drug class do you find the most challenging? Drop it in the comments below. Until next time, keep studying smart.